this is Shivani and you're watching Samsung Galaxy Note, India's Glam Diva. It's the show that brings you some of the most glamorous women of India. We take you deep into their lives and discover their strengths, their weaknesses, their gains and falls as they become icons in their own right. Come and get inspired as we take off into a brand new journey and discover what it means to be India's Glam Diva. 14 climatic weeks with 14 sizzling divas. And let's not forget you, our viewers at home, with the power to decide who deserves the title of Samsung Galaxy Note, India's Glam Diva. Well, there's no denying it, the pressure is on. Who's going to be India's Glam Diva? If you're just as confused as I am, rest assured, but we have just the right ingredients to iron out those diva decisions for you. Mind your manners, mind your step, mind your language. We have Rajiv Masand here to free your mind. That's right, our resident mind guru is here at your beck and call. And if the mind be the charioteer in the great race of life, then the body is most definitely the chariot we ride upon. Here to guide our chariot, we have Shaina NC, our resident body guru, to help us along the way. Is a journey possible without the soul? Absolutely not. Nor is our show complete without the wisdom and insight of resident soul guru Shamak Davar. I'm feeling blessed already, but when it comes to being blessed, no example shines brighter than the next diva on our list.
Very glamorous, very beautiful.
मस्ती से भरी हुई है.
She's beautiful.
I think she's always managed to look perfect.
She has an untouchable air about her, and if India had a royal family, she'd no doubt be the reigning queen. The queen of Bollywood, the queen that stole a certain Bachchan's heart, none other than Miss Aishwarya Rai Bachchan. When you think of acting, the name Aishwarya Rai may not pop up in your thoughts, but when you think of a superstar, her name will no doubt be at the top of the list. I mean, is it possible to get bigger in stature than this diva? No, it really isn't.
She comes from a middle-class family. Her roots are very strong. Her parents have never been known as, okay, this is Aishwarya Rai's mom and dad. Yes, they have been known, but they have never come on the set. They have never intruded. Everybody knows that Ash's mother was the brain behind Ash's career, but that's it.
Pre-Bachchans, post-Bachchans, it doesn't matter what time frame we put her in, Aishwarya is most definitely the golden girl of the last decade.
I'm a real woman, true as one can be. I'm a real woman, I'll make you see.
Maybe it was this inclination for building solid structures that explains how this diva has built the empire that she has today. Her first tryst with modeling came in the 9th grade when her professor had taken a picture of her for Camel and pencils. It certainly wasn't Vogue-worthy, but a few years down the line, even Vogue came knocking at her door as she prepared to enter the prestigious Ford Supermodel contest. Pageants seemed to be her forte, and with the pageants came the fame in the year 1994, with 2 significant pageants going her way. Any guess as to what I'm talking about? Yes, that's right. It was the year that India will never forget as models Sushmita Sen and Aishwarya Rai geared up to represent India in the Miss Universe and Miss World pageants. Coming in as runner-up behind Sushmita in the Miss India pageant, Ash had no idea what heights of success were installed for her as she won the Miss World pageant that very year. It's needless to say that Ash's life would never be the same again.
I think the turning point for Ash was when she did not win Miss India. Sushmita winning it when she was so confident, Ash was super confident that the Miss India crown was hers. She was a successful model, and the fact that she did not win the pageant made her realize that beauty and brains is just not sufficient to take her to the next level. And that's perhaps when she started, okay, I need to plan my life.
I'm a real woman, I'll make you see.
Plucked from the hustle and bustle of Mumbai and thrown into the madness of a foreign land, this diva spent the next year in London with her stately duties keeping her busy as the crowning queen. What can I say? It's a hard life at the top. On her return to India, Ash, now a rising star, focused her energy into making the transit from the world of modeling to the world of films. She carefully aligned herself with some of the best directors in the country, making an auspicious debut in Iruvar with celebrated director Mani Ratnam. In fact, her strategic move of using modeling as a platform into Bollywood became a groundbreaking trend for most models till date. Ash has come a long way from her modeling days. Now with over 42 films under her belt in English, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu and Bengali, this diva is more than accomplished. She's considered the most beautiful woman in the world and has even had a tulip named after her in the Netherlands. I kid you not. A woman who is the very definition of diva. How did Aishwarya turn her beauty into a gold mine? The answer lies behind that alluring gaze and straight into the mind of Aishwarya Rai Bachchan. Always elegant, poised and calculated, she may not be the best of actresses, but she is most definitely the most exclusive. Aishwarya's success are a combination of hard work, structured alignments and pure destiny. From the very start of her career, everything that Ash was affiliated with has been elite.
I think that she's someone who's made the best and made the most of the opportunities, and I think that she's positioned herself as someone who's very exclusive, who will not do what everyone else does. And even when her films don't necessarily work, I think that she continued to remain as someone who's, in a sense, in a different bracket, because she continues to be wooed by filmmakers who are prominent and filmmakers who don't make ordinary films.
Ash's very first magazine shoot was with Vogue, the creme de la creme of all fashion magazines. She followed this up with her very first television commercial, being for cola giant Pepsi with none other than superstar Aamir Khan. Her very first film was with Mani Ratnam, and of course her very first Hindi commercial success was Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam with Salman Khan, who was her very first boyfriend. Now, is that a clean sweep of firsts or what? Before long, Ash was creating an image, a brand to solidify her place in Bollywood, and soon the world. The word impossible was not familiar to Ash, and with hunger and intelligence for ambition, the sky was the limit. Her personal life, much like her work, was a steady graph of alignments as well. First, she was associated with Salman Khan. This very association in Bollywood can only signify success. Then came the much talked about debut of Vivek Oberoi into Bollywood, and with it, Aishwarya's second relationship in Tinseltown. Both relationships caused a media frenzy, adding to her allure and marketability. She was most definitely the it girl, and Bollywood could not get enough. Let's face it, her failures at the box office are numerous, and any other actress would have withered away by now. But blessed as she is, her staying power is incredible. And just like her choice in brands and partners, Ash has always chosen to work with only the very best of directors. Her film choices are selective, and it is interesting to note that she has rarely done a multi-star film. She consciously chooses women-centric roles and roles that are up her star power. From films like Devdas, Jodha Akbar, Umrao Jaan, Sarkar Raj, Tal, Guru and Mohabbatein, a strong pattern of women characters are formed.
In the beginning when she came, they said she's just very beautiful, she doesn't know to act. She did Mani Ratnam's film, and later on she did Sanjay Leela Bhansali's many films and proved that she was an actress. Later on they said that okay, she's got great success but she will not be able to sustain it, and then we saw that she sustained it. Then they said that no, she cannot carry a female-oriented film, and we saw that she carried female-oriented films. So I think she's extremely hardworking.
When you have a great rapport with directors, it would be wonderful to be able to do a lot more cinema, but time is always the deciding factor.
To add to her repertoire of blockbusters and sought-after directors, Ash has strategically taken up arty roles such as the films Chokar Bali and Raincoat by Rituparna Ghosh. After receiving a lot of unflattering remarks in terms of her acting abilities in the past, these two movies, along with her role in the film Provoked, were pivotal in helping her redeem her credibility as an actress.
I wanted it to be known to my audience that this is the attitude with which I have made this career decision to be a part of movies. And that's the way I have worked throughout my career. I've always mixed it up. So I've never been one to work with these titles or these brackets. Is this commercial cinema? Is it art cinema? Is it a banner film? Is it a glamorous role? Is it a crossover film? Is it a Hollywood film? I've always hoped that my choices in itself would make the statement.
And when it comes to endorsements, magic is only the beginning of it. Very selective in what she endorses, Ash's endorsements, much like herself, are all exclusive products with much sought-after brands. The message she has created is simple. If you want the most beautiful woman in the world, well then you better get ready to pay for her, because she's worth it.
Elegance is in your attitude. It is an attitude. It's innate. And I completely relate to that. It's about who you are and not just what you put forth externally. So that's something that just got me immediately. This is a brand that has been around for a really long time. And it's had such fantastic brand ambassadors. So I felt very privileged to be in such fine company.
Now, a brand unto herself, Aishwarya Rai Bachchan is an entity so powerful that even the likes of Oprah Winfrey and David Letterman had no choice but to pay her attention. She became the first Indian actor to have ever appeared as a guest on both these shows, creating headlines and a frenzy across the world. The likes of Julia Roberts called her the most beautiful woman in the world, and even Mattel created a limited edition Barbie doll in the UK in her image. It was official, brand Aishwarya was now solidified in the West like never before. And just to up the ante, Ash was honored by Madame Tussauds with a wax figure made of her too. Wax, plastic, Mother Nature, you name it, and Ash was honored by it.
Aishwarya Rai is beyond diva. You know, she is someone who is the foundation of what today people are trying to do. You know, she has been there for many years. She has taken this platform not only to in India, but she is a personality that's renowned world over.
The West wooed her relentlessly with films like Pride and Prejudice, The Last Legion, Pink Panther 2, and The Mistress of Spices. Although all of these failed at the box office, it made no difference to brand Aishwarya at all, as she just kept getting bigger and bigger with each appearance. And just when you thought this diva couldn't get any bigger in stardom, along came the Bachchans, and an alliance so powerful, it seemed only natural that the gods had written it.
The fact that she was wooed by Hollywood, the fact that she has made some impression outside of this country through films like Pride and Prejudice, the other American films, Pink Panther 2 that she's done, I think that it certainly gives her a sort of sheen which is very different from some of the other actresses. So I think that she's risen above her limitations as an actress. You could argue that her skills are not the best. She's not the best actress to come out of this country, but she's never let that stop her from reaching a position that's exclusive and unique to her.
History was created when Cupid struck her arrow deep within the young Abhishek and Aishwarya's hearts. They fell in love, and along with the love affair came the amalgamation of two of the biggest brands in Bollywood history. Brand Aishwarya and brand Bachchan, much like the conglomerates that they were, merged, and love aided an empire.
Aishwarya Rai Bachchan, there's a ring to that name, and I think that it benefits both the Bachchans and Aishwarya, because together they're clearly the biggest brand outside of this country. They're clearly the biggest brand in this country.
Whether Ash ever worked again or not no longer mattered. She'd wooed the world and wooed the royal family of Bollywood. Her marriage into the Bachchan household was one to go down in history for lifetimes to come. Coming up after the break, we see how Aishwarya has maintained her status as the most beautiful woman in the world. But right now, it's time for a healthy Lay's baked break.
Her skin routine that one hears of, where she takes care of what she eats, she makes sure there's no junk food, 8 glasses of water, all of that has paid off on her.